And so instead of throwing 2s and 3s, I was throwing 6s, and 1 would hit and then 6 would glance, and I'd blow energy on those other 5. Do you know what I mean? Good experience builder. Had a bit of crack. I love a good knock. Fair play to him.
You seem like a man who wants to box again.
I'll do it again, no problem. I don't know what's next. I have titles to defend as well. I deserve to see the scorecards there. I think it was very close. 4 rounds, 5 to 4, and then he was winning the 10th. I think 4 rounds, and then he had 5, and he was winning the 10th, and it stopped early enough. Like, tell him to look. Even the referee, when he came into the bleeding dressing room, I can wrestle in clinches all day, or wrestle and grapplers all day, and I was like, mate, what are you even mentioning that for? Like, it's like, and he was when he was giving the instructions, he was looking right at me. I want a clean, clear fight, and I was almost, before we started the fight, I was almost going to say, mate, he's in the fight as well, because he was hitting me when we were tied up as well. But I thought the ref did a great job from letting the fight play out. I just think the stoppage was a little early. Let me go out with my shield. Let me go down. You know what I mean? There was a minute left, 50 seconds left. Look very, very closely before you stop a fight of that magnitude. Not rattled once. So what can you do? In a way, I'm happy for them. 50 and all. You know what I mean? They rolled in and took the belt and took the money belt and all the things called. What way would that have been? So what can you do? Fair play to him. I'll take my hat off to him every day. He was composed. I don't think he was as single shots. Good straight right hands to the body. But I had him early rounds, I thought, and then whatever. It's his composure that won him that fight, and his experience. So hats off to him.
Is this the most you've enjoyed yourself in your fighting career?
Man, I enjoy fighting, period. All fights. I love fighting. I don't think, have you interviewed me after a fight? I love a good knock. That was a good knock with a good, solid competitor. That's it. I was like, fair play to you, you kept composure. I thought I had you in the early rounds, but you kept smart, you kept composed, and you took me out towards the end. Fair play to you. But when I took you back in that force exchange, it would have been over there and then. That's the truth. Like, he was throwing his right hand, he threw his right hand, and then he'd leave his frame here. And when his frame was on me, I'd peel and get to the back. And then I'm like, I get to his back, and I'm at his back. And I'm at that using energy to get to his back. And then I'm like, the referee's like, stop. Restarts. I'm like, in my head I'm thinking, bollocks. I'm at the using energy there to get towards his back. And now the referee's just resetting us. Now I'm saying that the ref let some of them go because he was kind of turning and dipping his head. And I was getting to the back cleanly. I thought I'd done better than all those other boxers that fought him anyway.
Last question. Tell us what your life looks like over the next 7 days.
Same as I did before. Good life. I'll get in and figure out why there's a dip. Why there's a dip all the time? There's a dip somewhere. If you can get me to a dip, even in the DS fighting, there's a moment where I dip. And if you can come through the onslaught, I'll have a little dip. But I can also come through it. There's like hell. You have to come through hell. Then I get a little dip. But then I'm back, you have to come through hell again. Even in the spars, even in the Paulie spar and all the other spars. There was like a 8, 9 and 10 were the rounds where I was like, I'm almost looking at my head, saying like, I've got so many more rounds left. And then I almost take these rounds off and just get a little wobbly and just kind of flop around on them. But then I get through it. Like when I see round 11 or round, you know what I mean? When I see round 11 or round 12, that's when I drop Paulie in 11 and almost had him out at 12. And then with all the other spars, I come back. That's why I'm a bit upset, because I thought if they'd have got me into the corner, I'd have recovered and I'd have come out again. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, what can you do?
I feel like you won the respect of the boxing world.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. They were very disrespectful, very disregard of the skills, but man, I thought I had him handy in the early rounds. I thought the first 4 rounds was pretty handy. Or maybe, certainly the first 3, and then maybe round 7 or 8, I think I won. But he just, what's that? He came in like that. How many of you never seen him like that? He fought different because he knew he couldn't fight me the way he normally fights me. He had to change his style. So I made him fight. He usually doesn't fight, so I made him come and fight. But look, nothing but respect to him. He came and he fought, and you've got to give respect to that. But I don't feel like I lost a fight. I feel like I lost a match. Do you know what I mean? Give me a kick in the mouth or something. Do you know what I mean? Put me out. Put me down. Not a little, I'm fatigued and I'm tired, and then the ref steps in. It felt like a bleeding amateur. You know what I mean? That's like something they do in the amateurs. If that was MMA, the ref wants to see a nose hanging off your face before he's even thinking of doing something like that. He's doing it a little bit early, we thought, but whatever.
Thank you. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Slip and counter, maintain the range with Conor's lead hand. Conor was the taller guy. Plenty of fakes to get the reactions and then pop the shots to the body. And I believe that the game plan was going well until Floyd switched it up and became, like a pressure fighter and kind of walked Conor down. Conor was landing shots in the body, but Floyd was taking them well and staying tight. And as I said, he made Conor tired and then landed a couple of shots. That's what it was. It was great. It was a great switch from Floyd.
The whole fight was great, but the first 3 rounds, I mean, some of the stuff he did really opened a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was he kind of was very, I don't know what to say. He was, as Conor said, he painted many pictures in there. He switched. He pawed the hands down. He cracked shots. He worked the body. He faked. He maintained range. He switched and turned the corner. He done a lot of beautiful stuff, and it was really, really good. And Floyd, with all the experience that he had, was able to change the game when he needed to, and fair play.
Did you feel shortchanged at all by the stoppage?
I would never, say anything about a ref. A ref is in there to make a judgment on what he sees, and he's there to protect the fighter. And if that's what he feels, if he felt he needed to stop the fight, that's he's only doing it for the protection of the fighter. Maybe he could have gave him a count, an 8 count maybe, but I don't know. The ref was just trying to look out for Conor, so. But maybe I probably would have liked to see a count, but I'm going to be biased, obviously.
I just spoke to him, and he sure sounds like a guy who's going to box again. And I know it's right after, and he's amped up, but it sounds like a guy who's going to box again.
I mean, we had opportunities in there, and we were doing very well at times, and we were winning rounds, and, but just I just feel bad for my teammate. You know what I mean? Not to get.
Thank you so much, Kate. Well, Floyd. First things first, 50-0. How you feeling?
I'm truly blessed. I'm just happy that the fans came out. We had a hell of a fight. I told everybody I was gonna go forward. I could have sat back, took my time, and just boxed, the same way that I did in a lot of other fights. But I wanted to give the fans an exciting fight. I told you guys McGregor would land shots because I would come straight ahead.
What do you want to say to those who wanted to see you lose?
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody can root for who they want to root for. At the end of the day, I was just a better man tonight. He's a tough competitor, and he still have a long career ahead of him.
Does he have a career in boxing?
We had to get his condition a little bit better. What I really paid attention to was his fights in the MMA. He come out, he shoot a heavy low in the beginning, and then he starts to fade. So what I did, I said I'm gonna go straight ahead, let him shoot all his heavy shots, and then down the stretch, I'll take control.
A lot of talk about the power in his punch. He caught you a couple of times. What was the power like?
Oh, he caught me with a couple good shots. I mean, he's not a heavy hitter like most fighters that I face, but he pack a pretty good punch.
In terms of your career, when you look back, what do you want people to remember Floyd Mayweather by?
Well, just know that I went out 50-0, and in my last fight, I gave him a bang.
How's the hand?
My hands are great. I use the best gloves in the world. Grant boxing gloves. They're the best gloves in the world.
I know, Elvis. I had some.
Elvis Grant is, but also the guy that wrapped my hands. Oh man.
Do it all, Bob.
Do it all. How you know? Do it all?
I know it.
Yeah. Bob Ware, aka Do It All Bob. He's the best in the business at wrapping hands.
I followed your fights.
Thank you.
I've talked to you before fights.
Yes.
You seemed the same before this fight, but when we saw you get in the ring, it was definitely a different opponent than you're not used to facing, but it was a different Floyd Mayweather than we have seen. What was different?
Nothing was different. I know that this was the last fight. So, with this being the last fight, you want to say, wish, basically see everybody, wave to everybody, for my farewell fight.
This is the farewell fight.
Farewell
This is
fight.
it.
This is it. You know, I couldn't ask for a better career. You know, to come into the sport, be in the sport 21 years, and make over $1 billion in the sport is truly amazing.
Speaking of money, you gambled on your perfect record and you won. I know you went to place a bet. What did you bet on and how much did you win?
I had to make sure they let my guy put the bet in. I'll check because earlier I went to go bet on myself and they didn't let me put the bet in. Earlier today I tried to put a heavy bet in and the sports book wouldn't let me bet.
It wasn't illegal to do that.
But I was betting on a knockout and they said I couldn't because they said I'm the promoter also because it's Mayweather Promotions.
Were you trying to knock him out?
Well, I took my time. I told you, we both promised everybody that this fight wouldn't go the distance. And I'm just, hopefully the fans got their money's worth. It was a good fight.
It was a good fight. You got a Bugatti. You got.
This is not my first Bugatti. It's my.
I know.
This is number 6.
You know, just number 6. Well, in terms of a present for yourself after this, what are you gonna do?
Just more smart investments. Only thing I want to do is make more smart investments and continue this to live a healthy life.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on 15-0, and thank you for the time, Floyd.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.